How's it going, guys? Got a little update for you on the Ratmo project, and a couple other little things going on. I need to save again, but yeah, got the wire and stuff in today. I've already opened it, but I'll do a little unboxing on that. I got to figure out how I'm going to put it in the welder because I don't know if it's going to take this big spool or not. So that's kind of a project going, and so basically that puts the Ratmo project back on, and I got another little bit here I'll show you. I still have to cut this one video. I haven't cut it out yet or cut it up so that way you guys can see what's going on. But it's like an hour and a half worth of footage there that I got to cut up and get it to where you guys can see it. But I took the that one TVL apart. So this is basically all the guts of it, and I got all the footage of me taking it apart and explaining kind of what's going on here, so I don't want to do too much here and give too much away. So let me put you guys down here for a minute and drag the welder out, and I'll show you guys what I have to do here to try to get this together. Okay, so if you've seen the last video there, I posted up with the Ratmo running out of wire. This is the welder I got. It's a Flux Core 80 Campbell Hausfeld welder. Just a little cheapy welder. Did some wheel and deal and traded and ended up with it. This is the spool that's supposed to go on it. Okay, so that's the size that's supposed to be on there, a little 2-pounder. Only problem is I've got this big 10-pounder now. Okay, so it's the size difference. Open this up. Like I said, I had already opened it. It's a Firepower Thermodyne company, blah blah. It's the same part number type of thing. This E71TGS, that E71GS, the 030, because that's what was in it, 10 pound. At least it's made in the United States. I don't know what this one is. This one doesn't say. Yeah, this one here doesn't say on it, I don't think. But yeah, gasless flux cord carbon steel. What I found with this wire. Okay, guys, sorry about that. Hit the wrong button. Okay, what I found with this kind of wire is it's considered as a single pass wire. Okay, you're supposed to go and weld, and it puts a like a layer. Let's see. Look here, this darker spot that's here. Cause see, it's shiny here, and then a darker spot. Okay, so it puts this slag on the top or whatever you want to call it. Okay, and then you're supposed to clean it off before you weld again. I've been doing that somewhat, but I've more or less been stitch welding, so you can kind of see where it's kind of P-welded in here. So if you guys are running these little wire welders, you're supposed to go one pass over it or one spot weld, and then go back and clean it up before you weld on it again. So here's the specs again, and all the warning information, all that crap. Okay, so my dilemma is this is the hole for this. Okay, I can stick 3-4 fingers in there. Okay, this one is what was on it. So it's like half-inch hole or something, and this is like a 2-inch hole or it's roughly 2-inch. Okay, so I have to make this fit on here. So I might have to make something to make that fit. I don't know yet. I'm gonna have to look. I don't know yet. This actually may just fit right on there because here, this is set up for a 2-pound. I don't have to make anything for this. Okay, so this goes. It's got this little dewey on the end here. See how it's kind of got this notch in there? It's got the notch and then it's got the piece at the top. So it actually goes in here one way, and you twist it and it locks it in. This actually set up to be able to run a 10-pound spool. That's awesome. Okay, so when you put the 2-pound spool on, okay, so you put it on here like this, put this dealie on there. Okay, so you put this dealie on, and when you put it on there, I know I had to do 2 hands with this. But see how it's keyed? It's got a notch on the top and the bottom. And then this thing does too, if you can see it. And you push this on there and then put that other piece in there. Got my doobie. So just set it, here, put it over there, in between the speaker boxes on mommy's stuff right there in between. Okay, so like I said, it's got this little dewey here. It fits in there like that, and then this thing goes on there. Okay, so let's see if I can put this 10-pounder on there or not. I'm pretty sure that I don't have to do that. These wires are made to go one way. Let me see. So when you look at these, a lot of times the face of these, okay, where the actual paper's at, is the way that it's supposed to run. Okay, but what I found is, okay, see how this is run across this way? This is the wire that comes out, and it wraps around there. Never, ever, ever take this off of there until you get ready to actually spool it through. Actually put the spool on, and then you want to clip this and run it through your tube there, and I'll show you that here in a sec. Okay, but I just pulled the paper back here. I haven't actually looked at the wire until just now, but you want to make sure that this is at the top and running towards your tube that runs through here. Okay, so this is the tube that runs up through your actual gun. Okay, so it runs around and up and through and into this deal. Okay, so like I said, make sure that whichever way that this is running, whichever way your wire is running, you want to make sure that it runs straight up into your tube. Okay, so here, I might have to set you guys down here, I don't know. Actually, this goes around this way. Okay, had it backwards. It goes on there. Yeah. Okay, so now that I got this on there, this off. Okay, this is just a protective layer to keep it from getting beat up too bad or getting funky. So this is the wire, but like I was saying, guys, because if you look at this, I can move it around. Okay, and if you unhook this when you go to put it in there, it'll just unspool. It'll go in there and it'll just spin and spin and spin and unspool itself right in the freaking in your welder, and it just makes a mess, and then you're in there for 2 hours trying to fix it. Not a lesson that I learned, but one that other people have, and I've watched and paid attention to make sure I don't do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I got to get a pair of cutters and cut this. I still have to pull the old wire that was in there out, so let me get that pulled out, and then I'll show you how this runs through this, dude. When I got this, I never changed the cup on it, which is this piece, or the tip. I need to get a new tip for it because it's pretty funky. But on this one, let me set you down here. Okay, so on this one, this piece just pulls straight off, okay? So you just take and kind of pull on it, it comes right off. It's got a little spring in here that helps hold the cup on there. This basically just keeps it from, you know, keeps your weld where you want it to be, kinda. Okay, and then this is your tip. Okay, and it just screws on here. So I always pull my tip out or off when I go to run a new wire. This thing's pretty funky, but all you gotta do, see here. Show you this too real quick. Okay, on the inside in here to get the wire out. I don't know if you guys can see that. Right in between there, you can see the wire come across. You can see the little tip out right there. So you have to take this off. So all you gotta do is just unscrew this until it comes up. It's got a little spring in there. Just loosen it up so this is up off of there. Don't lose this piece, because if you lose that, it kind of goofed. Okay, so you can see the wire in there. This wheel is actually what pushes the wire through. Okay, so what I'm going to do is this one, I think I'm going to pull this way. I actually got a kink on the end of it. So I'm just going to pull this out of here. Okay, and then this is what's left over. I don't know what good you guys can see that, but you usually end up wasting, you know, I don't know, there's a good 7 or 8 feet of wire there at least, because it goes all the way down to the end of your gun. Okay. Okay, so let's see if you guys can see that or not. Let me get a light. Okay, so inside in there, if you can see the little grooves. Okay, there we go. Okay, so the front groove right there where the tube is coming out is the 030 one, and then you have a groove on the back. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Kind of see it in the camera. There's kind of okay. So the back groove is actually smaller. I think it's like for 024 or 025 or something like that. It's quite a bit smaller, and it's good for smaller welding, lightweight stuff. I just use the 030 because it's kind of in between everything. So push it through. Push it through this one side. Okay, so there's two pieces. So you got your one tube here, and then you have to make sure it goes on this other side. And you didn't get it through because I did that on purpose to show you guys. Okay, so pull this back. Try to poke this. I've got it partway shoved up in there. It's probably only a couple feet in the tube there, but you can see the wire goes all the way through now. So what I found with this, because the last one I put on there I had it too tight and it didn't want to go through there. It needs to be tight, but it can't be too tight, because basically it'll just jam it in there and then it won't want to go through, or it'll actually go through and actually try to curl the wire, and then it ends up being curly as it goes through and making it hard to get through. Is get a hold of this as hard as you can and pull back and forth. As long as it's not pulling out, you're okay. And you can do it with the trying to spin the spool a little bit too. As long as it's not pulling it out, it's okay. You don't need it. Doesn't need to be real tight. Okay, so let me turn this on real quick, and I'll spin some of this out of there. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna turn this on. Seeing where I got this pushed up through there a little bit, it should come right out. Like I said, always take the tip off of it. It makes it easier when it gets to the end to come out, and then you put your tip on it when you get done. Okay, so just a little cheapy, handheld dealy there. Hopefully it'll come back out straight out this time. It got caught in there somewhere right on the end. Oh, there it is. Okay, so yeah, basically, like I said, I just kind of stuffed it in there and spool it in a little bit, put your little tensioner deal down, and then flip her on and pull the button. Just make sure you don't touch anything, inside in there. Don't touch your wire. Make sure you're all, not grounded to anything, because I've got the ground on the card over there. Okay, so I'm gonna put the tip and stuff back on here, and yeah, this tip is pretty gross. Need to buy some new ones. It's getting pretty corrody. Doesn't look bad, but it is pretty funky. So it's got a little teeny tiny hole. I don't know if you guys see it or not. A little hole in the back and in the front. You can kind of see the front. But basically just push it through in here, and then up through, and then just screw it in. Yeah, I unplugged it so that way it wouldn't go nowhere. I don't like electricity. So you just screw it and make sure it's pretty good and tight. It doesn't have to be real tight because you'll never get it back apart. And then same thing with this. This is just the end, and the ones with it's got the ribs on the bottom. It's a little thicker on the back than the front, and the thicker part goes to the back. Okay, so just run it up through, and put this here. Kind of push this on there until it's all the way seated. This little plastic thing, I don't understand. It's been that way. Okay, so you just kind of push it on there until it's all the way up to the end. Make sure it's there, and then cut off however much wire that you guys are wanting. Some people only leave, a little bit of wire out the end of it, so I usually only leave about that much, I don't know, a 1/4 inch, 3/8 of an inch or something out on the end of it when I get ready to weld. Okay, so that 10-pounder fit right in there. So if you guys have one of these, you know that this 10-pound spool fits right in there, as long as you got the right pieces on it. So like I said, Campbell Hausfeld says professional wire feed welder. I don't think it's no professional anything, because it's just a little cheapy, 80 whatever, but it does the job. It's probably a little better than the Harbor Freight versions, but I haven't had any problem with it, and it's never shut down on me. But I haven't welded a whole lot with it either. So basically that puts the Ratmo project back on, and that 10-pound spool fits right up in there, which I was hoping it would, and I thought I was gonna have to make a plate to make it go in there, but I didn't, which is awesome. So that way now I know I can use either a 10-pound. I know I can use either the 10-pound spools or the 2-pounders. So that makes it nice and easy. Sorry guys. Um, but yeah, like I said, for a little cheapy welder, I did a little bit of wheeling and dealing and ended up with it. Um, so hopefully over the next few days here, tomorrow, I'm probably going to come out and do some more welding because I got quite a bit I got to do on it. Um, if I got that TV disassembly, autopsy type of thing that I got to upload. Um, any of you guys that are in that kind of stuff, tearing that stuff apart. It's like I said, it's a fairly long video because I went through and took a whole bunch of stuff apart. I probably just upload it all in one whack, but I could separate it into a couple little bits. Um, I'm not real for sure yet, but there is quite a bit of stuff in there, lots of boards and transformers and all that stuff. So